Hello, welcome back to another video. It's been a long time, but we're actually back with the first round of F1 Esports here in Jeddah. Sorry for the quality, it's not quite how I want it, but I'm sure people are used to it, some of the quality I put out on the videos, but yeah, here we are then. Round 2, round 1 was actually Bahrain, but round 2 here in the streets of Jeddah. Quite a good track for me in the past. Quite enjoy driving around here when you're in a rhythm. It's very satisfying. But yeah, heading straight into it then. Actually preparing the tyres right now. I can say a bit more now due to the season being finished. But yeah, want to be coming out the final corner about 97, 98 degrees. That's how I preferred it after all the. It doesn't make a massive difference, but it's just ultimately good to get in a rhythm of what you're wanting at the start of every single lap. Into turn 1, over the bump at the start finish line there, but into turn 1, 100 meters, down into third, clip both the inside curves. That's pretty nice there, to be honest. Yeah, a pretty decent turn 1 and 2. Into turn 3 now. I've got a little bit bunged up, so allow it, but just threading the needle through here. Left and right up to the inside wall. Could have definitely got closer, but yeah, it is what it is. Now into the long, fast hairpin going left. Get as close to the inside as possible. We definitely did not get that perfect at all. And on the exit, bit under the limit, scrubbing a little bit too much speed, and also not hitting the apex. Up to the inside wall, not too bad. But you got to remember, these are our first laps. We do a little bit of practice before, like 10 minutes, but this is the first laps under pressure in about a good few days on each track. Missing the apex slightly there, so not perfect through there either. And now we got to open up DRS as soon as we get it. Very crucial to be opening up DRS as soon as you get it, especially in esports, just because you could get knocked out by 1,000th, and that is the difference pretty much. Open up DRS half a second late is going to cost you a couple hundredths. As now up to the line then, it's been a mid lap, P6 26002, so not too bad. Don't think we're far off, even though it wasn't a very good lap at all. But now this is the one that matters, to get just calm the nerves. He would cut a little bit close there. Me and Yano, he's actually behind us, last on track, but now this is the one we need to get right. Obviously, we don't need a perfect lap, but we need something that on the board that's just going to get us in a rhythm for the rest of the quali. So through turn 3 now, pretty decent. We're actually half a tenth down, so, but the first few corners I remember were pretty good on my other lap, so this one pretty nice through there, to be honest. A little bit under the limit, but we're going to gain a little bit of time all the way up to the hairpin. Little bit closer to the inside. Earlier on power, you see we gain a few hundredths there, so a little bit better. But ultimately, the big time gain is definitely through past here into the last sector. Little tiny, very close to the wall. I'm not sure if I fully tapped it, but very close to the wall there. I was wary of that going into quali. But yeah, now into the final corner, much better to the inside this time. Just getting a better run out, so now we're about closing on a 10th up, with time to gain in the final corner also. So here we go then. Braking just after the 100 meters, down into third. Accelerating on power, 10th and a half up, and that will safely see us through into Q2. So yeah, solid lap. Where is it going to put us? P2 for the moment. You see Yano on 7.1. That was actually, I think, the fastest lap any of us did in Q1. So yeah, solid. He's a 10th clear. I'm in P3, so very good. Very good Q1. Again, not perfect laps, but you don't need a perfect lap in Q1. Our first lap would have got us through, but it would have been very tight. I didn't really want to take that risk, so yeah, we'll take that Q1. and then we're just gonna fast forward into Q2 now, this is the end of, or coming through midway through, near the end of my first Q2 run. There was actually obviously some speculation on the walls and hitting the walls, stuff like this. Oh, yeah. Well, I did that. I remember actually getting quite put off in the actual corner there, because now it just puts me under such unnecessary pressure. One of the camera people came up right into my face as I was going into that corner, so yeah, that's not ideal, but you just got to get on with it. I'm sure other people had the same issue, so a bit unnecessary under pressure here, but ultimately, as people say, pressure makes diamonds. So we've got to make this one count. Once again, under the pressure, got to just pull a lap out basically. Into turn one, third gear, nicely over the curbs and out, good traction. That was very nice through turns 1 and 2. Into the first sector, right up to the inside wall once again, nicely through there as well. Again, threading the needle like I say all the time. Through, this has been a pretty clean first sector. 2 and a bit temps up on the used run, 1.9 through the first. So yeah, we'll take that. Now into the middle sector we go then. A little under the limit there again, but again we're powering on through the lap. Just being pretty tidy, neat and tidy. Again there, really nice. And that is the wall tap I was talking about. Yeah, by the rules, I should get that lap taken away. But we'll finish it anyway. Through the final sector, struggling for understeer through here at the moment, just not dialed in through that corner at the moment. Through the whole of quality, just been struggling with a bit of understeer. So yeah, we really need to dial that in for the last Q3 lap. Into the last corner though, purple middle sector, and up to the line, 6 temps up. This should safely see us through. Luke's on a 5.3, we do a 6.1, so P2 it is. So yeah, feeling pretty good in this qualifying so far. I mean, if we're going back to that wall tap, I should get my lap taken away, but yeah, I feel like the stewards were a little bit inconsistent. So yeah, hopefully that can get fixed for the next season coming up in the end. Unfortunately, Jarno got knocked out. I mean, he only did a lap, especially around Jeddah where it's so hard. 600ths away from us, 700ths away from us, and he's, what's that, 9 positions behind us. So yeah, it shows how close it is. So we ended it in P2 or 3, I think that was. But now, forget the first 2 qualies. This is the one where it matters. Oh, nearly going into the wall there. I forgot that even happened. This is our first run. So, as you can see there, not really anything to write home about. That's why I skipped it, because I didn't really want to watch. Oh my goodness, didn't really want to watch any of this lap back. Really scruffy, really terrible, and I'd imagine this is going to stick as 10th, 8th. Look at that. But I'd imagine it will end up putting us 10th. So yeah, pretty terrible. But now, I've said it a few times this quality, this is where it matters. But this is really where it does matter. Hook this one up together and you will be seeing yourself close to pole or in the top 5, top 3. So here we go then. Into turn 1 just after the 100 meters now. Track is starting to grip up through turn 1, through turn 2. Not too bad. I've definitely done it better through there. Missed the inside curve slightly, but now into the middle first sector, absolutely nailing that. That was spot on. And now through the thread then in the needle, as I say, up to the inside wall pretty nicely again. And that's a decent end to the first sector. 1.5 temps up, not too bad. 1.4 through the first, so that's pretty good. Now into the middle sector, really nice up to the inside. A little wiggle on traction there, but ultimately been a very solid lap so far. Now into this one, right up to the inside again, right up to the outside, and that is that's very close to spot on once again. So it's been a very solid lap. Into the final sector now. Well, we're going to be hitting this about a 6-6 split, I believe. Into the final sector, completely missing it, out wide, invalid, and yeah, that is lap over. And we actually, because we bottomed out, went over the curb, we lost about a tenth and a bit. Into the final corner now, pretty much just, yeah, average, and yeah, lap over. Let's see where it's going to put us. Would have hit us about P5, even though we completely bottled it. So yeah, I think we would have been in the hunt for pole if I didn't completely mess up that corner. So, a bit frustrating, but ultimately good to know that the pace is there. But yeah, you need to be delivering it. But we're going to head straight into the race. That's 4-5 red lights, and away we go. That's Wilson Hughes right up ahead of us for Richie Donosio as well. That was not English, but yeah, I'm going to go up the inside of Wilson. Get tagged! Oh, nearly getting sent around there as Longe makes a move on us, but one position down, not horrendous, not ideal. We lift right. You see Jarno late on our inside there, and we get spooked a little bit because I don't want to chop the front wing off of our teammate. So yeah, we just lost a bit of momentum there. I got spooked a little bit because obviously we had that incident turn one. Wasn't we're just trying to get my position back in the train, I guess. So no harm done there. Jarno keeps his position, I think. Oh, we know it's Jed on the mediums, so ultimately we need to ideally keep ahead of him because the mediums aren't going to be too much faster for very long in this race. So if we can keep him behind, that would be absolutely ideal. But ultimately I know he's going to be pushing his battery as much as he can to get up behind us. And it just shows like that one position loss on Nico is going to be could prove very crucial in this race with Jed on the mediums. Just that little tap on Wilson was just, yeah, not ideal whatsoever. But now, he's not putting us under too much pressure at the moment. We're just sitting in behind Nicholas Longe in the Ferrari. Jarno 2 positions back, I believe, and we actually got Alvaro Caraton coming through on the mediums as well. So that is absolutely essential. We can lose to one, but we cannot lose to both. On the mediums, that would be completely race changing if we did that. So yeah, I'm not sure the split on soft to hard or medium runners. I think it's a lot of soft upper heads. Hard runners starting at Josh as now Jed's going for the move, but we don't want to use too much of our battery. We got the inside here, which is a lot more grippy, but yeah, Jed just a lot more traction on the outside. We just got to sit in. It's not completely life-changing losing that position, but obviously we'd prefer to keep it. But I'm not going to use my whole battery to defend from a medium runner. You see Jarno 1 or 2 places behind, so see if we can work together a little bit with him potentially. But ultimately it's only lap 3 right now. Again, Alvaro up behind, just still got a bit more grip than us, so you see here he's looking a bit too close for comfort. But lap 6 now, this is where the mediums start to fall off and we start to make some inroads into Jed, or we try to. You see our first attack now. We're just using the battery to get in the slipstream, just close up to the back of him. We're going to use again. Jed defends to the inside. We send it to the outside, just put him offline a little bit, see if we can get a run into turn 1. Seeing, putting the battery on once again. We're going to make him defend to the inside. And he's still defending. We again just coming back over to our line, but we send it around the outside. Can we make this position? Good move there. See if we can make it done. Can we? Not quite. He's got the inside line, so we have to kind of back out of it. So yeah, I could have probably sent it around the outside there, but ultimately first race, we're still in a solid position. It's just, I know my race is going to come to me in the second stint, so not worth tangling or getting in an incident. this early on as we recover our battery back, and we pit lap 13 right behind Nicholas Longe. I think that's Brendan Lee up behind us, yes it is, and we're basically just going to go onto a medium tyre to the end. So yeah, this is basically our race now. We've got to definitely a top, I'd say top 5 still on the cards here, which is very good, very promising. But we've got to plan our move on Nicholas Longe absolutely perfectly if we want to be in that hunt for the top 5. You see, I actually reported Longe there, I think. Well, I didn't, team did, because I wasn't completely sure on the rules of the pit exit. I didn't know if you're allowed 1 or 2 wheels over the line, or sorry, 2 or 4. So we reported it just in case, but in the end it was 4 wheels over. So Longe actually was in the right there. But yeah, we're up behind him now. You see the train, we're not too far off the back of the train, and we're on 5 lap pressure tyres, so yeah, it's not too bad. We come out in a solid position. I think so far I saw that and I was like, okay, I think this could actually be the right strategy here. Not actually, obviously we're working to try and find that right strategy, but I think me and Longe have done a pretty solid job here. We've got to just close up to the back as much as we can. Ultimately, I'm thinking that gap ain't too big. We need to plan our overtakes as much as possible on Longe's here. No DRS opens, we just want to sit in behind until Longe catches basically. Oh, that's not a corner, Jesus. That's that is awful. But yeah, we basically just want to sit in behind, let him catch, and then when he's gonna catch, that's when we pounce. That's when we turn on the battery and make sure we're first up to the train ahead. I think people are quite interested to see how much we change the diff, the brake bias, stuff like this. So yeah, you can actually see that because there's not a face cam in the way now. So yeah, up behind Longe now. This is when we're going to pounce. We see the guys ahead 1.4, 1.5, actually got hiccups there. Right up ahead. And now we need to push the battery as much as we can. That's actually Alfie Butcher. We really need to get a move on here. We actually have DRS again. We actually got DRS as absolutely perfectly for us. Barry has damage. I think these two actually both have damage. So yeah, I saw Barry, and basically that's the reason why I moved past Longe, because I did not want to get held up by Barry, as he's actually going to slot in right behind Nicholas and hold up everyone, I believe. As you see here, Alfie struggling in this first sector with damage, and yeah, this is just completely holding us up big time. You see here, we're just gonna, just nothing we can do. He's just got so much straight line speed with that. As people don't know, the wing being off gives you more straight line speed. You see how much lock he's having to put on the front tyres, and just yeah, just holding us up quite a lot now, which is not ideal for our race. We could be another 7-8 attempts up the road right now, and now we've just got to drain the battery, get past him. See, he's pulling away so much, as we're only just going to be able to make the move into the far chicane now, making the move, but now everyone else behind has DRS on us, so we've got to completely burn the battery now to just make sure we stay ahead. You see it, we're going to be 4 wide into the last corner. Just brake late, just stick in the middle, we should be okay. You see it, just, that's Brendan Lee up the inside. And now we've got to put back on the battery. So Alfie has completely messed up our momentum here on catching the train ahead. But round the outside of Longe, are we going to be able to complete this move? I don't mind too much. You see we let them dive into the corner. I didn't really care that much. Especially since Ismail is on softs. Just got to plan our move as precisely as possible for the upcoming cards ahead. I'd rather have 50-60% than 20 and coming up to the cars basically. So yeah, not ideal, but again, I don't think there was really much we could do. We had to send it on Alfie, otherwise everyone would just get bottled up and we'd literally be going nowhere. So yeah, I think it was the right decision, but we just got compromised a little bit. So yeah, that is what it is. We made the move so it didn't ruin all of our races, mainly ourselves, but if I didn't, then yeah, we'd be even 5 behind, and Alfie's got obviously a broken wing and he's going to be flying up the straight, so had to bite the bullet and just take a little bit of a compromise there. But yeah, it is what it is. Lost some battery as well, but ultimately we're still in the fight. Better to be here than another second behind. So yeah, Longe makes the move on Ishmael, and now we've just got to basically just push these guys, because I need to be first in this train. You see a Longe. We're actually going to go to the inside of both of them, then dart back to the outside, and we've actually made the move onto Ismail, onto Longe, sorry, which is very crucial. We used about 10-12% there to get past the car, which is very crucial for us. Very happy with that move. That we did that in the end, and Ismail hopefully doesn't catch, is how I was thinking this, and then we're going to be the first one to catch the cars ahead. But you see it on those soft tyres, still giving him some good purchase, and you see it, we got Longe at the inside because he knows how crucial it is just getting these moves on these guys. And now we're looking behind, but ultimately we're going to go on the attack in front. For British Odino, so he's defending very heavily to the inside, but we break slightly later on the inside. He turns in a little bit earlier, I think, but we should have the grip. See the traction we're going to get on the outside. There it is, and we make the move onto Fab. Up into P6 now. Little hit on the back there, and now we've got Wilson Hughes, but ultimately I think we definitely could have went further in this race if we didn't get that Alfie incident with us, so it's a bit frustrating, but ultimately he's doing it to help himself in the championship, take points off people who are close to him. On to lap 24 now. You see it, that's the fight for the P2 actually, because Freddie got away from everyone. A little tap on the back of Wilson there, should have seen that coming. But now we've recovered about 50%, and now we have to just play out our moves as well as we can. Wilson obviously on older tyres than us. You see it, just being able to carry so much more speed, and now we're going to set up the exit. Are we going to be able to get a move on? Nope. Wilson uses battery on the exit. He's actually been defending from us quite a bit, and I actually knew that it was going to be quite obvious because he was sat in a train. We were having to make moves, so he would have more ERS than us. So I was basically just trying to push him to believe that we had loads of ERS, which we have a bit, but not enough. So see, out of this corner, we're going to push the battery once again. We're going to hold it on a little bit later than him. Again, just make it believe that we have a lot more battery than him. Into the final set. Now we have a really good run, and now this is the time I was thinking, right, do we put it on, or again, not putting it on, which I think that was a little bit of a mistake potentially. But we'll see what happens. Into the big send there from, I think that's Fab Denoso. We get a good exit, and now it's like, right, put on the battery. Whether Wilson likes it or not, we're going to stick it on. And then he actually turns off his battery, which I was quite surprised about. So that's a move for us. And now we're in for the fight for second. Round the outside of Lucas, can we make it? No, not quite. Now Ishmael. These guys are going absolutely mental. So we're actually going to save the battery for a last late send, hopefully, is what I was thinking. But this all depends on if these guys have saved enough battery for the last lap. And I have, so very crucial here. We're going to send it, really good run onto Ishmael, but again he has a bit of battery to use. Yeah, our race now is literally to the line. It's going to be a run to the line for me basically. We're going to keep using just enough to have up to the line a perfect amount. You see Ishmael, Lucas and Thomas pushing very hard. We're going to use a little bit here again. But again, they're going to bottle up into this corner, and we want to get the run. Ismail going, really trying to make that move, and now through fifth gear, we miss the apex slightly, but we get a very nice run. And now we're going to be on the outside of Ismail, connecting the tyres. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry for me. I think we both went into each other a little bit, but now see Lucas is actually flashing there, so we're going to look for a move on him, not Ismail. Little tap on the back. We have the battery on Lucas. He actually closes us off a little bit, and yeah, we end up not getting the place. So yeah, I probably should have went to the outside, but ultimately I was really looking for the shortest line up to the finish. Yeah, not ideal. Again, it's another top 5. My first 2 races, 2 top 5s. Can't be too unhappy. 2 podium potentials that slipped out of our hands a little bit. But yeah, ultimately I can't be too unhappy with that. Yeah, I think that is 23, 24 points in 2 races. So solid start for me. And can't be, like I say, can't be too displeased. I'll be posting about 2-3 of these videos a week up until the launch of F1 24, which I actually have some early content for, hopefully as well. So yeah, appreciate everyone watching once again, and see you in the next one. Cheers.